I've been super busy, so I haven't been able to keep up with a few of the games at the World Cup here. But I do want to talk about two games specifically, and that was Argentina versus Algeria and Portugal versus the DR Congo for two specific reasons. And that is Messi versus Ronaldo. I think the GOAT debate is over. I think that the way that both of them have been playing on the international level has showcased that Messi can do it on both club and international level, while Ronaldo at his current age can't. Let me pull it up here. One second. Flip my camera over to this side so you actually can see it. Um, for those of you that watched Argentina versus Algeria on the 16th, a couple days ago, that is now as of recording, Messi got a hat trick against Algeria, who uh, they're not the best team. They're a decent team from Africa, but they are kind of aging out of a lot of their stars. I don't think they played Mahrez. I think he's not even at this World Cup. Oh no, he is. Sorry, but yeah, he's coming on later in the game because he's what now, like 35? Yeah, 35. He's aged out. Um, it's a mix between inexperience and aging out players like Ain't Nori, younger player. Lucas Zidane, I'll talk about him later, but he's a young player. I think he's a pretty young player, yeah. So like that versus a Argentina squad that's pretty much the entire purpose is to facilitate Messi with unlimited chances. Um, while over here at Portugal, they drew 1-1 to DR Congo, who fought hard to get out of their qualifying group in Africa, but as you can see, they uh, there's a lot of good players on DR Congo, like Vissa from Brent, for I guess now Newcastle. Wan Bissaka's pretty good. Tuanzebe, um, Bakmu's a decent player from Real Betis, but Portugal is a more team that relies on creativity and chances generated throughout the team. And I think Ronaldo is no longer a player for in the current uh, Portugal setup, whereas Messi still is a vital player for Argentina and is gets a lot of chances for them. Just in this game alone, like look at his heat map. He's all over the place. He was I think I saw him helping out a lot defensively as well as doing a lot on the attack. Um, just like let's see here. Let me find his touches. Yeah, he had 57 touches. Um, got a few in the box. Uh, he was really he even helped out defensively, getting a couple tackles like I just mentioned. Um, but he really was helping out on attack, really uh, giving the ball, receiving the ball, trying to work the ball into space for chances to be done. And Argentina had quite a few chances throughout the game. If it wasn't for the backline of Algeria, I think they could have been a bit more. Um, they should have maybe scored a couple. I think Messi got a bit lucky. I'll be honest. Lucas Zidane, this player here, who is Zizou Zidane's son, I think he had a mare of a game. I think you see all the. He's probably seen some of those memes of him like dodging away from the ball and whatnot. He did kind of do that a little bit. He, I don't know why he seems like he's almost scared of the ball. When I mean, obviously Messi's trying to score on you. Anybody would be scared of where he's going to shoot it. But I think he let the first goal. I think he could have done a little bit more, and then I think the one of the I think it was the second goal. He kind of could have did a little bit more better on that one as well. Um, but then for Ronaldo, like that heat map. Let me pull up the Messi heat map here. Like look at this heat map. He's all over the place. And then Ronaldo, it's just that he's not doing. He's like here, 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 and here. It's just a straight line. Maybe sometimes drifts out onto the left. But he played the entire game and pretty much didn't do all that much. He was passing, trying to make chances, but he had no shots on target, whereas Messi had 4 shots on target, 3 of them being goals, so very clinical from him. Uh, he had half the amount of touches, like not even half of the amount of touches that Messi had. He might have had an extra touch in the box, but like that's just him passing it just backwards, probably. He stole a goal that could have happened from Bruno Fernandes, who was wide open behind him. It's like I mean, it's a good elite mentality trying to score whenever you can, but he's a detriment to the team. Um, if it wasn't for the unfortunate death of Diego Jota last summer, I think he would have started over Ronaldo because Ronaldo's 41. Uh, as of watching this current World Cup play out, this current World Cup is a lot of energy off the ball and a lot of running because players are willing to die for their country and their shirt. And I don't think Ronaldo, at his current age, is that player who's going to track back, tackle a player, win the ball back, and facilitate it out to uh, his teammate, trying to get that ball back up the wing. And I think it's time for Portugal to move on because they have Gonzalo Inacio from PSG, who is a pretty good player, or not from PSG, sorry, Sporting, and he's a pretty good player, and I think he should have been part of this starting team. I'm a fucking liar. Uh, Let me go back there. Not. I was looking at the wrong fucking one. Um, Gonzalo Guedes from Sociedad. Let me pull that back up here. This player, I think he could have done a bit better as a striker, even though he is a left winger. He's currently brought up with the national team, but he was left on the bench. I think having him on the him or either João Felix, who he's been doing pretty well, I think, at Al Nassr. Like he scored 20 goals, 13 assists. Yeah, it's the Saudi league. It's not the strongest league in the world, but not even they didn't even bring him on. Like, yeah, you can bring on Gonzalo Ramos, who was the other player I was thinking of from PSG, to come up front. But you're leaving on Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's already not doing much. And you're bringing off Bernardo Silva, who's played really well for City for the last season or so. Taking off Vitinha, works like a dog in midfield. Pedro Neto, you're taking him off. Look at that heat map. He was all over that left wing. Like, Bernardo Silva, yeah, may have not had the best of games, but he was still out there working really hard. And they're almost crippling themselves by playing Ronaldo. I think they're still living in its 2016. They're just about to win the Euro for the first time. They have also won the Nations League for the first in its inaugural season. Um, so like they're still feeling like he is their talisman when he's clearly past it. I think if you're gonna have Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, you are going to have to bring him off the bench, or even have him maybe as more of a supporting role on the training field. And I feel unless Messi retires this year from international football, I think Argentina could have the same thing happen to them in the future. Messi is a few years younger than Ronaldo. He's only 38, so he might think he wants to play in the next World Cup. Ronaldo is already having thoughts of potentially going to the next World Cup if he thinks he can still continue scoring. But that's in the Saudi League. If he was in Europe, maybe. Um, but if Messi in 4 years or so is still trying to play football for Argentina, I feel like there's a chance that this also could happen to Argentina. That they're still trying to rely on Messi to do things, but he's just 40 and is way past his peak. But I digress. Where that's a future topic for years down the road. I just think that Portugal need to find something else because their group is super hard now. Let me pull that back up here. Yeah, the group is super hard here because Colombia, they won against Uzbekistan. Very close game. For those of you that didn't watch it, Uzbekistan had a few good chances. They almost tied it right at the death, which would have been pretty hype for Uzbekistan. It's their first World Cup in ever, I think. I'm not sure, but they did score their first ever World Cup goal, which was really cool for them. Colombia clinical finishes by the that first goal scorer. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Let me pull it up here. Munoz, and then Luis Diaz, really good finish, and then Campas just finishing it off pretty much right at the end of the game. Um, this was like right after that they hit the post to potentially tie it up. But yeah, that um, that kind of makes this group hard for Portugal because DR Congo was a really tough team, and them just drawing Portugal will make it really hard for them to get out of this group because Uzbekistan, they're a tough team. Yeah, Portugal might be able to get past them, but then they got to go play Colombia, and Colombia are, I think, one of the better teams from South America, and they won't roll over for Portugal. They will probably stick it to them if they continue to play like they did against the DR Congo. So yeah, that's that group, and that's going to be really interesting. Whereas for this group with Argentina and Algeria, Argentina pretty much are going to coast through. The Jordan they'll obliterate, in my opinion. Austria, it will be a tough game. Austria did beat Jordan 3-1, but it took a while to get to there. Um, but I think Argentina should beat Austria and just easily get past this group. So the goats of each uh, team are kind of hampering their World Cup chances just by hampering or being positive towards their World Cup chances just because of how they played. So yeah, let me go and do a quick roundup now. France versus Senegal, pretty good game. France just too much firepower, and Senegal kind of just misfiring. Iraq versus Norway. Norway are just, I think, a really good shout as a dark horse that could go pretty far, if not potentially win it with the way they're playing. Just the front three of Sorloth, Holland, and Erdegaard just being up there. Really balanced team, and I think that's a lot of chances that you'll get out of them. I don't know much about this Nusa guy. He's pretty young, it looks like. So he might be. If I keep watching Norway, I might see more of him. But Iraq, they got a goal. That's something to be proud of at this World Cup. They're not the greatest team, but I think they showed a bit of character, showed some fight to get something out of this game, even though if they lost quite handedly to Norway. We already talked about that. The midnight game, Austria-Jordan, like I said, took a while to even get something out of this game because they were tied for quite a while. Unlucky own goal, and then Anatovic, right, pretty much last kick of the game, scoring a pen to seal it off. Uzbekistan, Portugal, these two games that we talked about. England versus Croatia, which just happened yesterday. Uh, Great game. For those of you who didn't watch it, that first half was really good. Croatia coming back from twice to tie it up. I think that showed the best of Croatia and a little bit of fragility in the backline of England that I think a lot of bigger teams than Croatia could exploit, like Spain and Argentina, Germany could, or like France, like one of those big teams could get at England a bit more and take advantage of that. Croatia are a good team, but they're aging out a lot of their players. Like Luka Modric, 40. Where is he? Ivan Perisic, 37. Like, not him. There's one other player who's really old on their team. I can't remember. Maybe he's not starting. He must not be starting. Yeah, there it is. Mario Pasalic. He's pretty old as well. If it wasn't for Linkovic, who's also He's 31. Like, yeah, he's a goalkeeper, so he lasts a lot longer. But if it wasn't for him, this game would have been even worse for Croatia. They're just in the middle of the transition and getting out of relying on legends like Luka Modric, Ivan Perisic, Pasolac, like players like that, and they're bringing up new ones like Stanisic, Gvardiol, Sukic, Vusov, Vusovkovic. These are all like really good young players from their teams. So like they're set for the future, I think. They just have to finish that transition and get more experience under their belts. Which showed up in the second half when England pulled ahead, scoring 2 goals. Really good one from Bellingham, and then Rashford showing why he's clinical in scoring. Really tidy finish right after he came on. Ghana versus Panama. Two teams that I think were really trying to get something out of this game because depending on who they play next, could set their momentum. And Ghana winning this game really helped out because they got to go to England next. And if they had lost or drew against Panama and then got obliterated by England, they would have had a um, they would have had a weird time trying to get out of this group because Croatia most likely will bounce it back against Panama, and then Ghana will be a really hard fought game because both teams are probably going to be trying to fight for that third or second place finish behind England. Panama also could try to do the same thing, trying to beat Croatia or even get a point out of them, and then the same at England because I don't think this group's over any means. Panama really fought hard, still looking for that first goal um, of this tournament. Uh, I think if it wasn't a team like Ghana who if it wasn't for the fact that Ghana kind of gave away so many chances by just skying it into this crowd every time they shot, I think it could have been worse for Panama. I think Panama got a bit lucky with how on how bad of finishing that Ghana had, especially Semenyo. Him and this other winger Numa, they just kept shooting it straight into the sky, like 5 times every time they got between both of them. I saw a couple that was like it was like within that the like 10 yards of the goal, and just skied it pretty much right over the net. I was like, how are you doing that? Uh, but yeah, that's gonna be a tough finish for that group. But yeah, that's our World Cup roundup for week one, and a bit of a discussion on Portugal and Argentina's futures. So yeah, looking forward to match week 2 of this group stage. Hopefully it lives up to what match week 1 did, whereas we had no boring matches. So looking forward to it.